Well, it affects 35 million Americans, and it's really painful. It is called sinusitis, and while most treatments include either a lot of prescriptions or major surgery, thanks to Dr. Steven Salzer, there is a better alternative that's less invasive, and he joins us this morning to talk about it. Good to see you, doctor.
Good to see you.
So first explain, what is sinusitis?
Sinusitis is a inflammation or infection in the sinuses, and we've all experienced that with that pain in the face, above the teeth, in the forehead. We all have holes in our head. 8 cavities, 4 on each side, that are supposed to be filled with air, but sometimes they get blocked and filled with mucus that gets infected, and that's when you get a sinusitis infection.
Okay, and so you have created a new procedure.
I haven't created it, but I'm one of the people who does this new procedure.
Great.
To help unblock the sinuses. You know, way back years and years ago, doctors had to work up in the nose where they couldn't see, which was a little bit scary. Then in the 1980s, we got endoscopes while I was at Johns Hopkins, and that was started and spread very rapidly, so we could see what we're doing, but sometimes you still had to go through areas that you didn't want to go through to get to where you needed to get to. With the newest balloon dilation procedures, this lets us go into the nose using the nostril as the way to get in, through the natural passages that are there already to the blocked location, and then dilate a little balloon in that location, which opens up the blocked sinus and relieves the pressure and lets the infection come out. Sinusitis can sort of spiral out of control. The sinus gets inflamed and that little opening gets blocked. And when it gets blocked, the mucus backs up behind the opening. And then that causes more inflammation, which causes more blockage, which causes more backup, and things just spiral and spiral until you get the nasty yellow-green stuff coming out of your nose and all those bad things. But the good thing is that we can actually reverse that spiral also. So by creating a little opening with the balloon and letting some of that nasty stuff come out, things start to drain, then the inflammation goes down, then things open up even more. And so the patients with really a minimal procedure that can be done under a local anesthesia in the office can get long-lasting relief that lets their sinuses drain properly.
How long does the procedure take, and is anything left, like this balloon? Is it left in the nose?
People always ask me, are you going to leave the balloon in my nose? No, the balloon is in the sinus for about 5 seconds, just to inflate it and open up the sinus, and then that opening stays forever. And then we take the balloon out. So the procedure takes about a half an hour, but most of that is spraying the nose with an anesthetic so it's not painful, and then waiting for the anesthetic to work so the nose gets numb. The actual inflation of the balloon is perhaps 5 seconds.
Terrific. And how long after the procedure do you feel totally back to normal?
Well, patients usually feel totally back to normal in a week or two, but they often report relief almost immediately because it opens up the sinus and the infection starts to drain, so they feel some relief of the pressure right away, and then as things heal and the inflammation goes down, they feel better and better.
It sounds like sinusitis is really for somebody who has a lot of pain in the nasal canal or up around that area. Can you use this procedure if you just have allergies or if you just kind of have a stuffy nose from time to time?
No, there's other things we can do for that.
Yeah.
And this isn't actually for everyone with sinusitis. There are some people whose blockages are not amenable to balloon treatment, and where we use more traditional endoscopic techniques. And of course, if you get better with some prescription nose spray or an antibiotic, and that's the end of it, then that's the best solution yet.
Sure.
But for people who have sinusitis chronically or over and over again, and they've tried medications and they aren't getting better, this is a very elegant solution that's not too painful and can give them lasting relief in a very short time.
What's the cost, and does insurance take care of it?
Almost all insurance companies cover it, and my impression is the insurance companies like to cover it pretty well, because if we don't do this with the balloon in the office, then there's a hospitalization, and that gets even more expensive.
Sure.
So,
do you want to show us what you've brought here with you, and just tell us how long you've been doing this and how many you've done?
I've been doing this for several years. I've done, I don't know, lots and lots of them. I've done thousands of sinus operations, and many of them recently using the balloon. We have a little light on the end that illuminates things inside, as well as our endoscope light. And what we do is, after the patient's numb, I go into the nose, and we can go up here and drop this little probe down into the sinus. Now, if I turn it over, you can see on the other side, over here, I don't know if you can see, but right up, that's the sinus cavity in there, and you can see the light shining in there now.
Okay.
So once that's in there, we advance the balloon in. I'll turn this up so people can see it a little bit better. And then you can do the actual inflation. Why don't you take this?
No kidding.
Here.
And then you just
untangle that and
Okay.
just depress the plunger. And if we get the right angle, we should be able to see the balloon coming up right over there. And you can see it inflating. It just came up. And now you take it back down again. And we remove it. And the procedure's done, just like that.
That's it. So you would hold this to open up the balloon for about 5 seconds or so, and then let it out, and then take
And then
that
let it
out.
out and take this out just like I did, and the patient gets out of the chair and goes home. There may be a drop or two of blood, really pretty minor, and that's it. Most patients just take Tylenol afterwards.
Okay. I mean, you're not really going into the skin or anything like that. It doesn't seem like you're just going up and following it around the nasal canal.
This is one of the great advantages of this, is that there are natural pathways that lead into the sinuses. They're the ones that are supposed to be open.
Right.
So we use those same pathways to get into the sinus when it's blocked and just advance the balloon to the point where the blockage occurs, and then we open the blockage and then come back out. Now, there are some techniques with balloons where we can enter the sinus by going through a little needle under the lip, which we sometimes will use, but most of the time we get in right through the nostril.
If somebody wants to get a hold of you for the procedure, what do they do?
Oh, they call our office.
Yeah.
Would you like a phone number?
Well, do you have a website or anything like that?
We do. We're GreenwichENT.com.
Okay.
Or they can find us on the telephone as well. And
Dr.
make appointments.
Salzer out of Greenwich.
Out of Greenwich, Connecticut.
All right. Doctor, good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
It's nice to meet you.